Hello there, fellow NPCs. I am Corbin Scythe, and today we're getting back into Doki Literature Club. Now, we have found out that we are going to host a poetry reading on the high school festival, or whatever it's called. A classical Japanese anime trope that the school that you are attending are hosting some kind of open house kind of thing for anyone to visit. And each club that is in this high school show off what their club can do. So if you got a cooking club, they will put up a food stand and things like that. And the literature club is all about reading stories, and in this case, writing stories. So now they're going to prepare to read their own stories for a public. And anyone who wants to read their own work can do so as well. But that's a later thing that's going to happen. But now we are preparing for it. We are learning how to read for an audience, and it seems that Yuri will be going next, right after Monica has done her reading. So let's go. I'll go next. Ooh, wow, Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It is called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. And let's see, what was it called? Because I can't go back. History, there we go. After Image of a Crimson Eye. I'm guessing this is her fan fiction of the book that she was reading earlier, because they were talking about a Crimson Eye there. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's what this is about. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. So she's good at enunciating, unlike me. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside of her head. Suddenly, she finishes. She's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her, as if she bewildered even herself. Hey, it's up to me to save this situation. Why? I'm the first to start applauding. Hey! Everyone joins me afterwards, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri sits down for the count. Okay! I guess I'm next then. Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one is called My Meadow. Ah. Sorry, I giggled. Sayori. It's a lot harder than I thought. Oh, dude. I recognize that. I couldn't even... The thing is, I have a couple of siblings. When we were kids... my sister would put on a dance and musical show for our parents every now and then. And I was so jealous of her, of the applause she would get from our parents. And so I did the same thing. But as I did it, I completely chickened out and just stood there. I don't remember what happened afterwards. But yeah, it's a lot harder than I thought. I was just so jealous of her. But she always loved music to such a degree that I've never seen anyone else enjoy, actually, when we were kids. Now she's mellowed down in that sense. She's She's not. Now she's like more normal. She was extremely happy for music when we were young. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's what I was meaning. That's what I was trying to say. Goddamn, words are difficult. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best. That way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it, but hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes, and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori. Even Kurt liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that the other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. The next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay! Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Kurt. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Kurt lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Natsuki. It's fine. I might as well go and get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I just have to do with what I wrote for today. Oh, please, at least now show us what you wrote. Yeah, it's actually kind of sad that this game that is all about writing poems doesn't have that many poems in it. Yeah, we do get to read their poems, but still. I want more of it. If that makes sense. I want my poems as well. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting. Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes, and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Ah, well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people, but when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. No, I agree. If you're doing it in front of people you know, who are not going to disappear tomorrow, that's a lot scarier. Well, that's just how it is. So, well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. Oh, it's that soon, huh? And you're just telling us now? I can't wait! I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club, and impressing Monica, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep! Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well... how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Kurt. You don't have to say it. Whatever. Let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori. Sorry, I was spacing out. Ah, no wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... I mean, Sayori fumbles with her words. She's going to confess to us? So, let's just say that one day, Yuri asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Well, I would walk home with Yuri. I would still walk home with Sayori. Ooh. I mean, if she asked to walk with me, then I think that takes precedence. Considering, So yeah, that's what I'm going with. And also, we are... this is obviously about who am I more interested in, Yuri or Sayori. But it's still... And so, yeah, who am I more interested in? Yuri or Sayori? I'm going with Yuri. That's who I'm interested in. She's cute. Kinda weird. Kinda cute. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down, so... Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it. Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know. Need you? Sayori. I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now. Sorry. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. You should say so. The conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for trapping me with such a weird question. Can't just lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Now, let's write a poem. I'm just gonna plug in the electricity here. Here we go. And yeah, I'm going to flash forward for this one, so I'll see you guys real soon. Vroom. Okay, so that was a bit of an interesting writing session. There were a lot of words there that, first of all, was very hard in a sense. All in previous sessions, they were like, yeah, we're leaning towards the dark and mysterious things, and now it was like, yeah, this is dark shit. And I'm not that dark, so I was choosing some other words, and that felt more softer, in a sense, if that makes sense. And that turns out to be a lot of Sayori words. So I don't actually know if I wrote a good Sayori or a good Yuri poem this time around. It was pretty much 50-50. Probably one off, because one of the words were a Natsuki word. So we will see how this goes. There's a chance that they're all going to hate it. Ah, man. I'm the last one here again. Don't worry, I just walked in too. Were you practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano? Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too. Oh, I can't wait for the festival! It's gonna be great! Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part for the festival. But it's a whole day of school where we go to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. Marga, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You, of all people? I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you, of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica? Is that really? Octopus? Mon-Ika. I guess Ika is some kind of squid. Huh? That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Yeah, she knows it's a game. That joke makes no sense in translation. Huh? She knows it's a game. Everyone else obviously doesn't, but they are also catching on that she knows something is going on. What do you mean by that? Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine, fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's as Sayori's anyway. Excuse me? Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face. Huh? You're spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Is everything alright? She's losing her childhood friend, her childhood crush. And so she's trying to distance herself. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things. Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sayori shows me a big smile. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, alright. If you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back towards everyone else. But the conversation has already dispersed, with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monica, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk. Kurt, what's up? Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently? Anything up with her? In what way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a bit downcast today. Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there is something on her mind. But I'm surprised I'm not the one asking. You, Kurt. You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. But this time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now. No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know. Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. No? Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with a person of interest. Yeah, she knows she's in love with me. Person of interest? What do you mean by that? I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Kurt. Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? Well, let me tell you a story, my friend. I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know. She's been so much happy ever since you've joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. What? No way. Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it always has been. You're so funny, Kurt. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you? I said it much. Yeah, Sayori is going to stab you with the bottles in her brain, or whatever it was. I'm sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I tried to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now. Alright. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly, I notice Yuri peering at me from over her book. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord. So I have no choice but to approach her myself. By now, it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit in the one next to her own. I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't do anything. But I could tell that you wanted to be alone with your thoughts. Alone with my thoughts? How were you even able to tell that I was thinking like that? Well, it's something that I do a lot. So it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern. Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of those who willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen. It's really not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori. Sayori? Yeah, she seems a little off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh. That's quite romantic. Sorry. I didn't mean to say anything stupid. It's not that, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all. Ah, I see. And perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings. Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much. Kurt. The world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them. So you think that there might be something behind it after all? I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. Yeah, especially after reading that poem. And she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today too, and I also feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she? Well, I guess that was the case. Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she? I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all. Yuri-san looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. Sometimes, a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her. Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. That's not a compliment, is it? It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading? Well, as long as you're okay with it. Yeah. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, that is something that I will be doing in the next episode. So yeah, 3 out of 4 girls know that Sayori is into me. Sayori included, that is. And yeah. And right, we're going to find out in the next episode what kind of poem I wrote. So I'm really going to be interested in seeing what they all think. And this time I also want to see Natsuki's poem. We didn't get to see her at all last time. So I'm wondering what's that about. Are we missing the 4th one, or were we always supposed to miss out on Natsuki? Yeah. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you Joseph for donating directly to my Ko-fi page. I'll see you guys in the next one, and remember, just because you're not the main character, it does not mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.